So thank you for listening to my presentation today. I'm going to be walking you guys through KARO, which is a fictional chocolate brand inspired by Turkish local artisans. And as a Turkish girl myself, I was very excited to be presented with this brief and finally show off a little bit of my culture and country. So this is inspired by the local artisans in the different regions. So the logo type itself, I wanted it to feel grand, yet still organic and personal. So the serif typeface is paired with this organic shapes of the letters and the curved A's and R's to still give it that personal feeling because this brand identity is all about presenting the beauty of handmade art and artisans across Turkey, specifically where the regions of the specific ingredients that are sourced from. So here is an overview of all the packages designed. I took an approach that is more hands-on, so taking the specific artisans of the regions, for an example, mosaics of the Hatay region or Mediterranean tiles across the Mediterranean coast of Turkey, and created a pattern that was inspired by that specific art in the area. So a bit about the behind the scenes working of it. I actually started with a more digital approach where I had created these sketches inspired by the region and tried to create it out digitally, but it didn't really have this feeling that I wanted to convey, where it's just more handmade and textured and personal. And that's how I was inspired by this more hands-on approach where I had cut up the specific designs that I wanted to create and glued it all together to create something like the local Turkish artisans have created in the past before. So a little bit more of a closer look into each design. So each ingredient is sourced from an area within Turkey that has a famous artisan that has gone back for centuries. So for an example, the almond and sea salt is sourced from the Mediterranean coast of Turkey, which is why I chose to be inspired by Mediterranean tiles that could be seen all over bathhouses across the southern coast. Figs and walnuts are sourced from the Hatay region of Turkey, which has one of the biggest collections of mosaics in the world, which is why I was inspired by this mosaic pattern and wanted to incorporate that style into the design. And lastly, for pomegranate and pistachio, it's sourced from the area of Gaziantep within Turkey, which are famous for their hand-woven kilim rugs, which also have this quite geometric diagonal pattern, which I wanted to incorporate into my design for that region as well. So if we take a closer look at each pattern, we can actually find the ingredient hidden in the middle of the design. So for an example, in the middle of this rug inspired design, you can find a pomegranate surrounded by two pieces of pistachios. Same with figs and walnuts, a fig in the middle with walnuts on the sides to explain what flavor this is. But I chose this intentionally so that it's not too in your face. It's almost like you have to take a closer look to find the ingredients that's hidden in the pattern. So as this brand is all about the storytelling of the different regions, I thought it would complete the experience by including an information card, walking chocolate eaters through the journey of where exactly these ingredients are sourced from, not only in the world, but within Turkey, what areas are famous for what ingredients, and as well as tasting profiles and pairing guides that will complete the eating journey experience. So here's a closer look at the website that we created. I now see that it hasn't fully loaded. Okay, so here is the website that I created to accompany the storytelling of this brand from bean to bar. I wanted to create an immersive experience for people who are shopping for chocolate bars to be able to experience the chocolate through the website and the storytelling of the farmers to your bars, all within the scrolling experience. And yeah, as I mentioned, storytelling is very important in this bar. It's not just chocolate, but the reasons behind it and the story behind it, the creators behind it, and the legacy they wanted to leave created a lot of elements that had that storytelling aspect to it. So lastly, collateral that can be used across different platforms is the actual pattern itself. We don't actually need pictures of chocolate on every touch point. Rather, just the collateral pattern on its own can be used in various different ways. So here I just used the Mediterranean tile inspired pattern, and it can almost look abstract from a distance. So yeah, creating that as in different areas could definitely help the storytelling aspect of it.